Hello, and welcome to the presentation, Leasing, Landlords, and the Law, brought to you by the Office of Student Life's Off-Campus and Commuter Student Services and Student Legal Services at The Ohio State University. I'm your host today, Molly Haggerty, and I am the Managing Director of Student Legal Services. First, let me introduce you to our offices. Off-Campus and Commuter Student Services, or Off-Campus for short, is the university's resource center for off-campus living and commuting. Off-campus provides you with the means to find housing and roommates, resources to encourage safe practices in the off-campus area, and to support you while being a responsible neighbor in the Buckeye community. Student Legal Services, or SLS for short, are the attorneys for Ohio State students. SLS provides legal advice, representation, education, and resources regarding the legal issues students typically face, including off-campus housing and landlord-tenant matters. SLS services are confidential. Both offices are valuable resources to you as you look for off-campus housing and while you're living off-campus. Before you even start looking for housing, you need a budget. How much can you afford? What additional costs will you be incurring? When you sign your lease, you'll need to give the landlord a security deposit that usually equals 1 month's rent. You'll also need to budget for paying utilities, which you do not pay in the residence hall. We estimate an additional $100 to $150 per month per tenant for utilities. Will you bring a car? You may need to pay for parking. You'll also have to pay for internet services. To help you budget, we suggest you schedule an appointment with the Student Wellness Center's Scarlett and Gray financial coaches. They'll walk you through budgeting for moving and living off campus. You can find more information and schedule an appointment at go.osu.edu/sgfinancial. So, where do you start looking for off-campus housing? One of the best resources is Off-Campus's online housing search, found at offcampus.osu.edu. The picture here shows the front page of the search, where you enter general categories for monthly rent amount, number of bedrooms, and more. Once you get past the general search, you will have the option to choose additional categories to refine your search. If you are interested in a property, the search will include the landlord's name and contact information. Call the landlord to inquire about the property's availability and for more information. Off-Campus's housing search is provided for resource information only. The landlords who list their properties are not university approved or endorsed. The university, Off-Campus, and SLS does not approve or endorse specific landlords. One of the ways to find out more information about a landlord is to review the undergraduate student government's Renter's Guide, which can be found at go.osu.edu/OCLG. USG surveys students living off campus about their current landlords and compiles that data into the Renter's Guide. Review the information carefully to learn more about the landlord you are considering renting from. You should also review the Off-Campus Living Guide for valuable information about different areas where students rent and the resources available to you throughout the university and the local community. This guide can also be found at go.osu.edu/OCLG. When you're living off campus, your roommate relationship is a little different than living on campus. You have additional responsibilities to pay rent, utilities, do certain cleaning, and other responsibilities. If you do not already have a roommate, Off-Campus has some resources for you. First, there is a roommate search on their website where you can find posts for people looking for housing or people who have housing. You can also add your own post. Off-Campus hosts several roommate fairs throughout the summer. More details will be available soon on their website. Also, many leases in the off-campus area contain a joint and several liability clause. What that means is that you and your roommates are liable for all the rent and any damages that are caused. So let's say your lease has this joint and several liability clause, and your monthly rent is $500 per person, and you have 4 people total. You and your roommates are all responsible for the $2,000 per month for the entire rental term, which is 12 payments, so $24,000, plus any damages that are caused by you or your guests. If one of your roommates leaves halfway through the year, the landlord can seek the rent owed from that roommate or any of the remaining roommates. That's why we think it is very important for you and your roommates to create a roommate agreement. The agreement sets out how much money each of you will pay, how will you pay the rent, who will put which utilities in their names, and more. You can find a sample on our website. We typically advise students that when considering where to live, they should know the neighborhood. Visit at different times of the day to get a feel for the place. Always take a buddy. Talk to the current tenants and ask them why they aren't renewing, what they liked and didn't like about their off-campus experience. Ideally, we would like for you to visit the places you're considering and to view the actual unit you would be renting. If that is not an option right now, consider asking the landlord to do a video tour of the premises or giving you the current tenant's information to contact them about the place. When you sign a lease, you are signing a legal document. It is important for you to understand that legal document, especially considering this is probably the first time you are signing a lease. So, before you sign, schedule an appointment to have SLS review your lease with you. We go through it line by line and explain your rights and responsibilities and answer any questions you have. Your parents can also be included with your permission. You can schedule a phone appointment for a lease review on our website. Have you heard about renter's insurance? Yeah, I hadn't either the first time I moved off campus, so let me explain. Your landlord will have insurance for the landlord's property. That means the roof, the building, the plumbing, those types of things. The landlord's insurance will cover the landlord's losses if something happens to the property like a flood, fire, or theft. The landlord's insurance generally does not cover your property. So, let's say there is a flood and your computer, mattress, and stereo system are destroyed. Your landlord likely is not obligated to give you money to replace them. So you'll need to purchase your own renter's insurance to cover any of your potential losses. It is similar to car insurance in that you pay a monthly fee called a premium. That then entitles you to a certain amount of coverage if you need to make a claim. Unlike car insurance, renter's insurance premiums are usually pretty low, around $20 per month. Also, renter's insurance deductibles are usually lower than car insurance. The deductible is the amount of money you'll have to pay out of your pocket to replace your property before the insurance will pay anything. For example, if you have a $500 deductible and $2,000 worth of damage, you'll get $1,500 from the insurance company, but you'll have to cover the remaining $500. We suggest that you contact your car insurance, if you have it, to see if you can bundle in your renter's insurance, which may make the premiums lower. Your parents may also have coverage for you on their home insurance policy if they own a home. The problem there, though, is that your parents' deductible is usually much higher than you would get for renter's insurance, so it may be worth you having a separate policy. We have a list of agents who provide insurance on our website if you do not already have someone to help you. Again, security deposit is a payment that you make to the landlord that allows the landlord to recover unpaid rent or damages after the lease ends. You usually give the security deposit to the landlord when you sign your lease. The landlord has an obligation under Ohio law to return your security deposit to you, less any unpaid rent or damages you caused. In order to receive your full deposit, you need to take some steps at move-in to document the condition of the property as you received it. You'll find more information about security deposits on our website. But the most important thing for you to remember right now is to document the condition when you move in with pictures and video. Throughout the year, SLS and off-campus provide lots of educational opportunities, including presentations like this, to learn more about living off campus. You should also check out our social media where we promote these presentations and events, and we provide tips and resources for you. In the meantime, if you have questions about finding housing or living off campus, the best way to reach us is via email, as we are currently working remotely. We wish you the very best for the upcoming year. Go Bucks!